Our next algorithm for sorting is selection sort. Selection sort is way more efficient than bubble sort. Bubble sort is easy to program. As far as writing the code for it is extremely easy, but it's not very efficient. You saw how long it took me to walk you through it just talking. That's a lot of effort on the computer's part. Inefficient, especially if you're bubble sorting a long array of numbers. Selection sort is much easier on the resources because it's a lot more efficient. But the programming itself for selection sort is more difficult. And that's pretty much the way you're always going to find it. The more efficient programs are harder to write. And that's just a generalization, but I find it to be true. All right, here's how selection sort works. All right, here we've got an array of 8 elements, indices from 0 to 7. Right? Here's what the program does. You write a program, it's going to search the array, it's going to find out the lowest value, which is going to be a 1, and then it starts with the very first index and swaps them. So the 5 and the 1 is the lowest value, so it's going to swap them. It's going to put the lowest number in the lowest indices, and it just swapped those two. Everything else remains the same. Again, second loop through, and you can see it's going to loop through as many times as it takes to get through this array. It's going to find that the 2 is the lowest number. And the second element is at indices 1. It's going to switch these two. So this becomes a 2. This becomes a 4. Everything else just comes down. Goes through the array, finds out the next lowest number is a 3. It puts it, and it's just incrementing up through these indices. It's going to know it. It's going to put it at the second element. Indices 2, which is the third element. So it's going to flip. It's going to swap the 8 and the 3. Actually, I shouldn't have did that. I should do it like this. 3 and 8. Everything else just comes down. Now I've got these last 5, scan the last 5, and I find out this 4 is going to swap with 5. Everything else just comes down.
You want to come out?
Going along, I'm up to indices 4. I see that the 6 and the 5 swap. Everything else just comes down. I'm up to the 5th indices, and I can see the 7 and the 6 swap.
Come back in. 1 in.
8 comes down. And finally, my last trip through here, I see that the 8 and the 7 swap. Everything else comes down. So that was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think on the bubble sort, to sort a shorter number, because I think it was 6, it took us 5, 5, and 3, took 13. So you can see this is a lot more efficient. This only took 7 actions. So select sort is a lot more efficient. You're going to see, I'm going to run the program here in just a second. It's a little harder to program. So a test question might be for me to ask you I'll give you a list and I ask you to put it through selection sort, and you would do these next 7 lines. programming, if I give you long enough and you could play with it, you all could get the programming to it. The whole purpose of this section is just so you can start to see some of the important algorithms and thought processes that computer programmers have to go through. These programs are actually programs that are written in second semester, which would be it'll be, well, the next semester would be 114 or 115.